Y'all know the name of that group? They just told us in song a description of the predicament of a people. Again, the title of today's message is A Drug of Choice Called Religion. Come on. You see, a lot of times when we think about, and the reason why it's cloud 9 is because you can't go no higher than number 9. Okay? That's how that goes. So, high as you can go is 9. That's it. Right. And a lot of times when we hear messages such as we just heard in song, we think it's always talking about chemical addiction. That's true. But guess what, y'all? There are many drugs of choice.
That's right.
I deal with it a lot as a counselor. Sometimes I talk to people who, because of depression, because of a broken heart, because things are not going their way, they take to a drug of choice called eating. And they're forever talking about the fact that they need to lose weight. But they won't stop eating because eating has become their drug of choice. Right. Some people use shopping as a drug of choice to ease your troubled mind. I must be stepping on somebody. To ease your troubled mind, to take your mind off of the things that you've been dealing with. You take out your plastic. You don't have the cash. So it's like you don't have enough problems. You add to your addiction, you add to your financial predicament by resorting to this drug of choice called shopping, and you go buy about 3 or 4 more pair of shoes to add to the collection that you already have. For some people, sex is a drug of choice. They're disappointed with themselves. They're looking for love. They're looking for acceptance. Right. So to feed that craving, not really for sex, but for attention, for the reassurance of love, they resort to a drug of choice called sex. Some people's drug of choice is getting on the telephone. Right. And running their mouth. Because as long as you're on the phone running your mouth, talking about something else, you ain't got time to think about you. That's right. So it keeps you occupied, and it truly becomes your ministry. There are a whole lot of drugs of choice, man. For some, especially brothers, drugs of choice become sports. That's right. They are really into carrying that ball over that line. That's some deep stuff. Think about it. I analyzed football one day. I think the reason why I analyzed it is because I played football in high school. All right. I played the position of offensive end, defensive end, and punt return. And I remember one day I was running back the ball. It was our Thanksgiving Day game. I was running the ball back. And I kind of, broke through the line and was heading toward the goal. And I heard something behind me. And I kind of glanced over my shoulder. And there was this dude named Eddie Mathis. Now, when I was in high school, Eddie Mathis was twice the size I am right now. And with those shoulder pads on, it made him a lot bigger. I was real thin in high school, believe it or not. And as I looked back and saw Eddie, he had this look in his face that said, if I catch you, I'm going to bust you up. And that's when I realized it ain't worth it. Right.
I didn't catch you.
No, I didn't catch me. That's when it hit me, man. See, you'd be surprised how many young men especially get into sports because it's expected. It's a part of becoming a young man in school. But as I was running that ball back and saw this dude about to grab me, and I knew that if he got his hands on me, I would never walk again. And I'm serious, y'all. That's when it hit me. Man, this ain't worth it. Right. I mean, this dude's ready to kill me. Just to keep me from getting this ball over that line down there. And when I ran across the line, I was scared. I threw the ball down and kept on running. Right off the field. Right into the locker room. Pulled my jersey off and started getting undressed. Coach came in, what's wrong, man? I said, Joe, I'm not doing this. I said, I'm a musician, man. My hands is my money. Right. Okay? If he had caught me out there, I'd been messed up for life. It ain't worth it. It's only a game. A very good friend of mine, paralyzed from his neck down because he's playing basketball. And they went up, this was just out, in the neighborhood on the court. And they went up for the rebound, and he got hit in the head by the elbow of one of the other players. Popped his neck. It ain't worth it. But yet, sports is a drug of choice. That's right. For some guys. Then there's the other drug of choice that I want to talk about today. The drug of choice called religion. First of all, let's look at why do we even resort to drugs. Why do we resort to drugs? Because we need something to alter or do something with our present state. Either we're in pain, we're angry, we're upset, we're emotionally altered, things are not going the way we want them to go, like the song says, depressed and downhearted, I took to cloud 9. Now, what's really deep about it is in the song, who was leading that? Dennis?
Dennis. St. Louis.
He's from St. Louis? Yeah. Dennis said in the song, I'm doing fine up here on cloud 9. What in his life had changed in the song? What had changed? Nothing. The same conditions that caused him to take to cloud 9 in the first place still existed. He said, I left home seeking a job that I never did find. So to deal with it, what did I do? I took to cloud 9. And up here on cloud 9, you can be what you want to be. You ain't got no responsibility. Every man in his mind is free. Why? Because you're a million miles from where, y'all? Reality. From reality. Now, that same thing applies to religion. Follow what I'm saying.